On July 17th, 1998, I was 2 years old and my big sister Savannah was 3. My parents got married in Bel Air, Michigan at my dad's brother's house, my Uncle John and Aunt Kathy. They have a big piece of property up north and have a landscaping and nursery business right in their front yard. Half of the yard is beautiful gardens. That's where the wedding took place. And the other half is greenhouses and plants and everything they sell for their business. The business is called Cyman Gardens. Growing up, we spent a whole lot of time there. We would go up for Easter every year and go see the Easter Bunny and bake a bunny-shaped cake and have Easter egg hunts all throughout the gardens. It was also the only time of year I ever went to church. We also went for Thanksgiving every year, and my Uncle John would always toss the rolls and say he was thankful for the cranberry sauce. They usually had plenty of snow at that time, too. We would also spend a few weeks there during the summer and go to a nearby campground on Lake Michigan. Waking up at Cyman Gardens was the same every morning. You smell coffee and hear the chimes from their clock, as well as my parents, aunt and uncle and Nana talking in the living room from down the hall. My dad and Uncle John would hide my Nana's donut holes and she'd get so angry at them. My cousin Rachel somehow woke up every morning with wet hair and would tell us it rained in our bedroom. It took us way too long to realize she was just showering every morning. I'd have my cousin Jessie read me all the little golden books they had. Pinocchio was my favorite. I always climbed the walls in their hallway, and my sister and I were always making up dances to perform for everyone. My Uncle John, who we call Uncle Don, would always ask us, "How old were you when you were born?" We always answered 0. Him and my sister also invented this game called Hambone. I'd explain how to play, but you wouldn't get it. Playing in the yard with my cousins Jessie and Rachel are some of my favorite memories. Might even be the happiest times in my life. We built forts in the woods and would play this game called Messenger Boy and hide and seek in the gardens. Jessie would tell us a wolf man lived in the shed in the woods next door. We never got close enough to find out, though. My cousin Jessie is probably the reason I'm an athletic person today. He is quite a few years older than me and taught me how to do push-ups and sit-ups and pull-ups. He taught me how to punch a punching bag, shoot a free throw in basketball, and dribble, juggle, and head a soccer ball. Cyman Gardens holds some of my most cherished memories. It was here that I took my first sip of beer, accidentally as a 4-year-old, and I spit it right back out. I got chased by a giant frog there once. Haven't liked them since. It was also where I got bit by their family dog Zach and had to get stitches for the first time. When we would go in the warm months, my mom would help my Aunt Kathy in the gardens, and I got to learn a lot too. They would let me water the plants and taught me how to transplant baby plants into bigger pots, and this influenced a huge part of my life today. I currently work for a landscaping company here in Macomb and have several houseplants in my own home. This summer, I have plans to get my own small greenhouse and build some raised beds for a vegetable garden. Today, one of my favorite smells is the smell of the inside of a greenhouse full of plants, and one of my favorite sounds is the sound of peat gravel beneath one's feet. There are trees planted amongst the gardens in memory of my grandparents and my father because they can't be with us today. And for that alone, Cyman Gardens will forever hold a special place in my heart. The growing will never stop. A garden yields 50 times the investment you put into it. Not just food, but joy, peace, and a real connection with creation. A spiritual retreat from a noisy world and hurried people.